All right, so our bell work for today is we're going to pretend these equal x, and then we're going to solve them. So remember, you say 5 to what power gives me 625. And if you're unsure, you just grab your calculator and you start typing in 5 squared, 5 cubed, and so on. So you'd hit like 5 to the power of 3. Well, that wasn't the answer, so you try 5 to the power of 4, and that gives it to you. So that tells you that x equals 4. Remember, when nothing's written here, there's an imaginary 10. So 10 to the x equals 100. And so 10 squared would give you 100. So we write this 2 to the x equals 32. So that tells me that x equals 5. Remember, the base of ln is e. So I'm going to say e to the x equals 1. So the only thing you can ever do to raise to a power to get 1 is going to be 0. So anything to a 0 gives you 1. So today we're going to rewrite expressions using the properties of logs over here. So to expand logs means to rewrite it so that there are no exponents and each number or variable has its own log. So to condense a logarithm means to write it so that there's only one log and there are no coefficients. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to be matching up the properties with these logarithms right here. So this right here says 2 times x. So that's the product rule, 2 times x. So 2 is in my x spot and x is in my y spot. So I'm going to write the right side right here. So it says log b. There's no b, so we're just going to leave it alone. So we're just going to write log. So it's log. And then what was in our x spot? So that's the 2. Then it says to write a plus sign. And then log y, well, y was the second one, and so that's our x. So it's log x. So log 2 plus log x. I must put y because the y is up there. So now when I do this one, this is 7 times x cubed. So I'm going to use the same property again. This time there's a base of 2, so I'm going to put a 2 as my base for both of those properties. So my first step is going to be log base 2 of 7 plus log base 2 of x cubed. So 7 was in the x spot right there. See this 7? It's in the x spot. And x cubed right here. So I put it in the y spot. Now there's an exponent on this term, so I need to go down here to the power rule. The power rule says if there's a power on your term, you just put it out in front. And you put it out in front of only that term. So not all terms are going to get the power. So the 3 will go in front of just this log right here. So your final answer will look like this. So the 3 goes out in front of just the log. So when we do ln, ln is the same as the log properties. Remember, that's natural logarithm. So this is an x squared times my y, and then there's a divide by 3. So let's take away the division first. So when we're dividing, we need to use this rule, the top. So that's the x squared and y. So we're going to write that first, ln of x squared y, and then a minus sign. That's where the division comes in. And then whatever was on bottom. What was on bottom was our 3. So natural log of 3. Now I need to expand out this because this is an x squared times a y. So we need to use the product rule up here. So I'm going to have, so since that was multiplication, I split it up. The 3 is still back there hanging out. And there's nothing to do with it. Our last thing we got to do is to put all exponents out in front. So we're going to have 2 natural log of x plus natural log of y minus natural log of 3. So the addition meant we were multiplying and subtraction meant we were dividing. So now we're going to try to use these rules and we're going to go backwards, which means that I'm given the right side of the equation. I need to make it look like the left side. So there should only ever be one log on these. So right here, I have a log. There's a plus sign and a minus sign. So we write log one time. In between the pluses, I need to make a multiplication. So I'm going to put 6 times x. The subtraction means division. So I'm going to put a division sign there. Okay. And this one, my first thing I need to do is to put my 2 back up there is the exponent on the log. So it's going to become log base 8 of y squared. And now we're ready. It's just an addition sign, so I'm going to change it to multiplication. So you write log 8 one time. Don't write it more than one time. So one time, and now I'm going to do times. 5 times my y squared. Okay. This one, I'm first going to put my 3 back as the x, the 5 back as the y. And now any addition, I'm going to make it multiplication, subtraction, change to division. So I have natural log of x cubed, it's going to be times the 2, and then divide by y to the 5th. And we do typically put that 2 out in front like this, but either way, either of these answers are okay answers for them. All right, so now we're going to practice using our calculator, and I'm going to grab out my calculator that probably looks more like your guys's. Let me find it. Here you go. So we just want to practice here. All right, so to do log 45, you're just going to take your log button. So everyone should have like, there should be ln, log. If you have one of the middle school calculators, it's going to say log, like, and you're going to have to go in and find some of the other stuff in there. But everyone should have a log button. And so we're going to do log 45. So we're going to say that's about 1.65. So ln 18, so I'm just going to find my ln button right there and type in 18. So I get 2.89. And then log 582. And then ln of e is going to be 1. So when you do e in your calculator, you guys, it's going to want an exponent. So the exponent, if nothing's there, is always a 1. So if your calculator wants an exponent, you put a 1 right there. And see, ln of e is 1. All right, now there will be some times that we can't type in our calculator. Like I can't type this into my calculator. And if I put this equal to x and I say 3 to what power gives me 7? And I don't know because it's not a whole number. So if I do 3 squared, that's 9. And then, so I need a number in between there. So then I could say like maybe it's 3 to the power of 1.5. Well, that was too small to get me 7 and I'd have to keep guessing. So instead of guessing, we have something that's called the change of base formula. So we want to change everything that has a base 10 or e. So this is a formula here. So now we can type it in our calculator. What I remember is that the b is closer to the bottom, and look, it goes on the bottom. So closer to the bottom, it goes on bottom. So type this in. I'm going to type in log of 7 divided by log of 3, and then I won't have to guess what it is. And so make sure, do you see how I'm doing this on here? I'm going to hit the division button. I closed that parenthesis on top. And I'm going to hit log 3. So 1.77 is our number. So that would take me a little bit of time if I had kept guessing like I was doing. So this one right here will give me log of 5 divided by log 12. Remember, the number that's closer to the bottom goes on bottom. So log 5. So that's 0.65. Really, it's approximately. It's not equal to these numbers. I should use approximations. All right, so this would be log of 1/4. I don't know why that doesn't look like a G. And log of 6, log of 13 over log of a half. So this is approximately negative 0.77, and this is approximately negative 3.70.